Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the 143. This is Under Review with episode 114 coming at you live.
We got a good one. Another free agency episode. There's been a lot that's been going on recently, and we're here to talk about it with you. Unfortunately, none of which has been going on for the Cowboys. We've made one new signing, so we're pretty displeased as Cowboys fans as we have seen some big names come and go. But nonetheless, we're here to bring to you everything that has gone on over the last week or so.
Yeah, Cowboys, Jerry started the offseason with saying we're going all in, and free agency hit, and pretty much every other team went all in, and we didn't. So, it's a Cowboys fan. You just come to expect these things as of late. But we're going to talk about everything that's been going on. Kick it off with the stat of the week, brought to you by Andrew Logistics. Got to give a shout out to the Dallas Mavs with the stat of the week. Luka Doncic broke the NBA record for most consecutive triple doubles, games with a triple double, 7 straight. So he holds that record now. Some special things going on in Dallas with Kyrie Irving hitting a left-handed buzzer beater yesterday. Even though we do not keep up with the NBA as much, we are still Dallas Mavs fans, and we got to give them a shout out when we can.
Hey, huge weekend for Dallas. They unveiled the Mike Modano statue on Saturday. That was a pretty big deal. He was one of the main people that made hockey big down here in Texas. So that was a huge one. So glad to see some big things coming from Dallas, from the Mavs as well as the Stars. But let's go into your player of the week. Derrick Henry. King Henry, as I have liked to call him. We have been big advocates for signing Derrick Henry to the Cowboys, and that unfortunately did not happen. He got signed by the Ravens, but I'm envisioning him having another huge season behind that Ravens offensive line. Last year, he rushed for over 1,000 yards with 1,167 and ran in a total of 12 touchdowns. So I'm envisioning big things coming from him and the Ravens offense this upcoming season.
We'll go ahead and kick off the free agency episode. Just going to Derrick Henry. Since we're already talking about him, Derrick Henry, huge signing for the Ravens. The Ravens thrive off the run game. And this is pretty much like the best guy for the Ravens right now, the best guy for anyone. Honestly, if you're looking for a running back, King Henry, his name is King Henry for a reason. He'll get you touchdowns when you need it, and he always has some electrifying runs. Just an all-around great back, one of the few the league has seen recently. And, so Derrick Henry, house in Dallas, apparently buys cars in Dallas, and he was hoping the Cowboys would
goes to
sign.
Baltimore.
We reportedly didn't even call him, is what he's saying. The Cowboys did not even give him a call, didn't even try to sign him, and we have no running backs currently. So pretty frustrating as a Cowboys fan because this was the guy we were hoping would be signed.
And on top of that, there were tons of running backs that got moved around, and unfortunately for us, we chose to do nothing about it. Saquon, that was another big name that got moved. Of course, has to go to the Eagles because the Eagles always do something like this during the offseason, and we have to watch and be like, oh, great, that's going to be fun playing them twice with that. And then Aaron Jones, that was another name that we thought might be thrown into the realm of maybe being a Dallas back, but that did not end up happening as he goes to the Minnesota Vikings. And then Josh Jacobs went to the Green Bay Packers. That's another good running back who's had a good last couple seasons. Unfortunately, we're watching all this go by as we let Tony Pollard go. So we literally have no running backs, and I don't really know what the plan is for the future.
Yeah, dude, this was the off season of the running back. The running back free agency went wild. Aaron Jones, Josh Jacobs, Saquon, Derrick Henry, Devin Singletary went to the Giants, and then Austin Eckler went to the Commanders. Everybody's making running back moves because I think this season they were utilized a lot, and people realized how valuable these running backs are. And DeAndre Swift went to the Bears. Everybody's picking up running backs, and we who needed a running back did not grab a single one. And so I'm sure we'll try to draft one. We do always try to build our teams in the draft, but something that really has hurt us is that we never make a move in free agency. Jerry just wants to draft people because he wants the credit of developing them and basically like them being a Cowboy for life, which that's just not how it works anymore.
Another issue is I'm not sold on this running back class. I don't really think there's any standout backs that are going to be, anything great. Another big signing was Kirk Cousins going to the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons overall kind of bulked up these last, they drafted Bijan, and that was a big one last year. They got Kirk, and so in that, they're hoping to get their franchise quarterback that they've been longing for since Matt Ryan. That is going to hopefully contest the race for NFC South and make it a little bit better than it has been. It was looking like the Bucs were going to kind of be the powerhouse, or I say powerhouse, but the team that was going to run it for maybe the next season or two. And then the Falcons, they make a pretty huge move. Another big move down there was Chase Young going to the Saints. That's going to help out their defense a little bit. Glad to see the 49ers losing some guys. Makes me happy.
Yeah. There's been a lot of, honestly, this has been a really busy free agency for the first couple weeks. A lot of backup quarterbacks going places, but I think one of the biggest teams that kind of really upgraded in their quarterback position, the Steelers, signed Russell Wilson and traded for Justin Fields for next to nothing. So they have two bona fide starters. I mean, not that either one of them has been successful lately, but two guys I can definitely get them going, and they have experience. The Steelers have some great weapons over there in Pickens, and I think they're planning on drafting a receiver is what it sounds like. And then Freiermuth and their running backs over there. So the Steelers are on a team that has really boosted their defense recently and signed Patrick Queen. They've been pretty active this free agency. So I'd be looking Steelers, Ravens, Bengals, Browns is going to be tight. That AFC Central, or is that
North? Yeah, that'll be a good one. Yeah, I'm a Justin Fields hater. I never saw the potential. I thought he was just another running back that's playing quarterback. I don't see the potential there. I want to be a Russell Wilson believer. I wanted to believe that he was going to do good things in Denver, but he just never did. And so, unfortunately, I think his time may be past.
I don't think he fit in the Sean Payton system, though.
That being said,
I
think he will be in a better situation with the Steelers. But also, I mean, I don't think he's going to do, too much with it. So that being said, with them trading for Justin Fields, that leaves a humongous hole in the Chicago Bears quarterback position. And so I think it's
pretty clear what's going to happen.
Guaranteed that they're going to draft Caleb Williams, and they're going to stink for the next couple years. Because he's not going to be what everyone makes him out to be. They call him the Patrick Mahomes of college or whatever, and they're thinking the world of this guy. But I don't think he's going to be anything special in the NFL. I know Joseph feels the exact same way.
Yeah, Caleb Williams is overhyped himself, and people have overhyped him. I mean, to be part of USC and everyone tell you how good you are for the last 4 years, probably your whole life. And at OU and USC never once made it to the college football playoff. If you're one of the most elite quarterbacks people have ever seen in college, like they're saying, I mean, you have to be at the top every year. And he was not even close to the top any of the years. So I would not say that he's proven anything in college other than that he's a stat patter at the end of games. And which, I mean, you can make money in the NFL being a stat pattern. That's how Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott are making so much money right now. But, in the end, if you want to be one of the all-time greats, which he wants to be, like Patrick Mahomes, you got to start winning Super Bowls. I don't see it with him. This isn't our draft episode, though, so we won't go into it with Caleb Williams yet. But the Bears did pick up Keenan Allen. That was a great signing for them. So him and DJ Moore on the outside for the Bears would be good. But yeah, the quarterback position, it's gonna be interesting for the Bears this year.
Yeah, with Keenan Allen leaving, I guess that also we can bring up that Mike Williams is also gone, and also Austin Eckler, like we said earlier, went to the Commanders. So unfortunately for the Chargers, they're looking pretty bare
Yeah, I feel
on the
like
weapon
Harbaugh
side.
just wants to rebuild. I think is what it seems like. I think he just got rid of all their dead cap, all these guys that are taking up all the cap space, and it's looking like he just wants to rebuild the team. Which honestly, like with Harbaugh, his success rate in the NFL and college, you kind of just gotta trust in him. The Chargers have done nothing with these guys, so they're
Obviously,
fine without him.
they kept Justin Herbert. He's going to be
Build around
their.
Justin, yeah.
This is the guy that they're going to build around. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, both of those guys have been really good in the league, but the issue has been staying healthy
And
for them,
Eckler, same thing with
unfortunately.
Eckler.
Yep, same thing with Eckler. And he had a down year this last year, so
Yeah.
that also puts a big question mark
So
on what's going to happen.
he went to the Commanders, the place where people go to die their NFL career, just to die. So
Over.
I guess the Commanders have a new head coach and new offensive coordinator and everything, but they can't even decide on a name, So we keep going back and forth on the team name, So nobody really has real faith in them because they don't even know who they are. I didn't
They
realize
got
yet.
a little bit better, but it's not going to be enough for them to compete in the NFC East because, we'll be a similar team that we were last year. The Eagles, I'd say they got a little bit better, unfortunately, as much as I hate to admit it, but I don't think the Commanders are going to be anything special. And the Giants are going to be the Giants.
One thing the Eagles have been doing these last few off seasons, man, free agency and the draft, they kill it every time,
Yeah.
and it makes us mad to see because our rival, the team we hate the most in the NFL,
They're doing what
doing all this stuff, and we're not doing a single thing. Like we're not even trying to match them with what they're doing. Like we're just like, no, we're smarter than you. We're going to keep the same team that's been going 12-5 over and over, and we like doing that first round exit every year. Like, dude, it'd be nice at some point to play the Eagles in the playoffs, but we just never win the first game. So, like, we just can't even get past round one, even when we're playing a 7 seed. And I don't care who the 7 seed is. If you're the 2 seed against the 7 seed, you should win that game.
You should be winning that game.
Right. And so to sit here and see every other team, even the Panthers, go out and get guys in free agency.
Everybody's doing stuff.
Yeah. It's so frustrating. I'm looking at this free agency list on my phone, Nick, and every team – put it up to the screen. Can you see anything?
Yeah.
Focus. Okay, see, every team has a list, just a long list. I'm going to go to the Cowboys, and I'm going to show you what that list looks like.
What I was going to say is, like, it has every single – I have a thing on my phone. It's a diagram, and it's got a paragraph on every single team and all the signings they've made, and it's like barely 2 sentences on the Cowboys. Yep, exactly.
We've like re-signed 3 guys, and we signed 1.
Every team on here has this huge paragraph, and we got like barely 2 sentences because we're not doing anything.
Yeah, it's so frustrating, and especially in our own division, seeing these long lists. At least the Commanders got Bobby Wagner. He's going to do something. It's Bobby Wagner, And so I'm just looking at all these and like they're actually trying. Everyone is actually trying to make their team better, and we have not done.
Glad we took advantage and make sure to lock up our long snapper first and foremost right when free agency started or whatever.
Just a running back. I would have been fine with DeAndre Swift. Just a running back, and we didn't get a single one.
But I would have taken anybody in this.
There were a lot of good running backs out there, and we didn't go for a single one.
And obviously, we're sitting here thinking, surely we'll get one. And I honestly, like I said it at the beginning, I have no idea what our plan for running back is. Like, I really don't know. Are we? Yeah, it's really frustrating.
Well, what made me feel better was Stephen Jones coming out a couple of days ago and saying, we understand the frustration from the fans. Oh, hey, appreciate it, guys. Like, you can hear the fans and you hear our frustration and you're doing nothing for it. You know, there's a reason the fans are frustrated. He even said they're frustrated because we do the same thing every year. And then we went into free agency and did the exact same
He did
thing.
the exact same thing.
It's like, I'm sorry, but I'm getting to the point where we got to sell the team.
I was finna say it's
Because
getting to the point where we got to see the Jones family just get out of here. You know,
we need
or
a
at least
GM.
I was
A
about to say
GM.
at least Jerry can give up some power and hire a GM. He's a great owner, great businessman. You know, we've said this before, and I think this is what everyone has to say about him. But he needs to give up GM. Like, just let go of your pride. All right, we're trying to win a
And
championship here.
if selling teams what it's going to take to finally start doing this thing seriously, then I think we should do that. I'm tired of doing the same thing every year. I know all these older Cowboys fans are like, well, this is the Cowboys. Well, I'm kind of tired of saying that. So, like, I'm at this point, like, I want to win. Like, you look at Kansas City, like those Kansas City fans, dude, they're pumped. I mean, every year it's like basically, are we going to finish first or second? You know, for us every year, it's
Yeah,
like, are we going to finish 17th or 16th? That's what we're figuring out over here, and I'm sick of it. So, it's time for something to change. And honestly, we've said this every year on our podcast, which
I was
hasn't
about
even
to
been around for
say.
that long.
I feel like every year around this time, or around the end of the season or beginning of the season, we kind of start, singing the same tune of
Yeah,
I wish we would do this or that or the other, but we continue to do nothing. And unfortunately, that's the Cowboys' way. You know, like Joseph said, oh, this was the Cowboys. That's what it's going to be. Well, it's like I don't want that. I want a championship. I want to make moves. I want to bulk the team up this
yeah.
season. I want to, do something. I'm tired of losing in the first
I'm
round or getting beat by the same teams every single year. Like, it's frustrating.
This is the third off season we've been doing this show. We've said the same thing for 3 off seasons straight. That's ridiculous. Even the Panthers fans can say that they got better in free agency this year.
Because I want to say, were we 12-5 every single one of those? Yeah, I think we were. We
Yeah.
were 12-5.
Yep. 12 and
So
5 first round every time.
we've seen the exact
Oh
same
no,
thing.
last year we got past the first
It was
round.
the
last
second
year.
round. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been the same thing. 12-5, and then we're out. So
But
I don't know what we're
in
supposed
terms
to do.
of the rest of the NFL, pretty much everybody got better at the running back position. And then the notable quarterbacks would be Russell Wilson and Kirk Cousins signing their deals. And then, like, you had Sam Howell go, I think, to the Seahawks. Drew Lock went to the Giants. You just had a lot of backup quarterback signings.
Sam Darnold went to the Vikings.
Yeah, which that'll be interesting. I think Sam Darnold's going to be their starter, so that'll be interesting to see. This is his last year to pretty much prove is he worthy of being in the NFL?
Yeah, he was one of those people. It was like he was on the Jets and he wasn't very good, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, he needs to get like a fair shot or go somewhere
Yeah.
else and be good." And then he went to the Panthers, and it's
like
kind of
nobody
the
can be
same
good on the Panthers.
scenario where it's like, okay, well, he didn't really get a fair shot. He goes to the 49ers and he's been the backup. And then, so I think we'll finally get to see if he's actually talented or if he's actually just been garbage this entire time with the Vikings. So lots of moves being made, none of which are in Dallas.
Hey, welcome Eric
As per
Kendricks,
the usual.
Welcome to the linebacker from LA, the Chargers. He was a good signing, but it's tough to say that we only have one, and it's at linebacker, and we needed running back, but he will be good to help with the defense. But yeah, that's all that happened in Dallas.
I was going to say another
Okay.
big linebacker thing that happened in Dallas was, Leighton Vander Esch officially medically retiring from the game of football after 6 seasons, I think it was.
6,
yeah, it was 6 seasons. That stinks. He was a dog at the linebacker position.
He was awesome.
He was the captain on that side of the ball.
Yeah,
we're gonna miss him. He did a lot of good work here, but that stinks to watch. But we wish him the best of luck in retirement and hope that all goes well. So
absolutely. Same to Michael Gallup.
Yep. See you later. Here's like to end our shows on Under Review. I've brought you a quote from the Vince Lombardi Football is like life. It requires perseverance, self-denial, hard work, sacrifice, dedication, and respect for authority.
That's true. Vince is one of the greats.
It looks like the win.
That's true. Take it from one of the greats. Thank y'all for tuning in this week, and we will see you next week with another episode of Under Review.